Hey everybody, I think this is my first ever package from Bulk Apothecary, but I wanted to have different kinds of teas in the shop that was one of my visions, is to have lots of types of hot tea. And so I've ordered a bunch from Essential Depot, and theirs are absolutely the bomb, and whatnot. And so now I have ordered from them some botanicals. I ordered the Chickweed Herb powder from them. And I also ordered Cleavers Herb. And now I'm gonna have to, I looked up why I was getting each one of these. So I may have to get on the computer with y'all guys to remind myself why I bought what I did. And then I bought Cleavers Herb powder. And let's see, I got the Cleavers for tea purposes for a medical condition. I'm trying to remember why. I'll tell you in a minute. And I bought it in a powder. And I know the reason I bought it in a powder, and I think the Chickweed Herb too, is because it's great for boils, acne, any kind of eruptions on the skin. And we're making, we're going to be making a face mask. And this here, I got Rose Hips tea bags, organic. And I'll have to separate those out in containers. And I got Spirulina Powder, Chinese, and that's that green stuff I use to make the green exterminator soap with the place sand. And then I found out later, and I may be wrong about one of those, but in any case, if I remember correctly, this also has, I remember, this one has nutritional benefit in your smoothies. So we're going to be working with that. And then, oh boy, this stuff is heavy. I bought Bulk Apothecary's Bentonite Clay for making the face mask that we're going to be making. Boy, that stuff's heavy for a little bitty chunk of leather. And then I bought a whole bunch of teas. I got nighttime tea, and I got hibiscus flower tea, and I got Full Tilt, I believe it's an energy tea, and I got Green Kick tea, and I got 3 of each one of these. Oh, and I bought Dandelion Tea. I bought more of the dandelion. I've been reading about you, you little precious dandelion, and you've got some wonderful benefits. So I bought 5 of the others. I bought 3 of the others, and then this here is your ginger digestive herbal blend. But I'm told that ginger also gives you lots of energy, and so I bought some of those. See, you done seen that one, and the hibiscus, and the nighty night, and then I got the green tranquility tea. I'm going to assume that one's going to calm your nerves down. And so there is my haul. I'm super excited. So anyway, I've got I paid $7.67 for 5 pounds. 5 pounds, and I got 2 5-pound containers of the Bentonite Clay, and we are gonna have so much fun making a mask for our face. And then let's see, the Spirulina, if I even pronounce that right. The Spirulina was $19.38 for that. And I got a pound. And so that stuff's gonna be high, I guess. Because I gotta make a little money off of the top of it. I gotta add a little bit to it. And so that 16 ounces in there, so it's gonna be more than $1 an ounce. Sweet Jesus. And then we, on the Chickweed Herb powder, it was $17.75. Does it say how much I got in there? 1 pound. Let's see. Chickweed. There you go. And so that's a pound. So the chickweed powder is going to be more than $1 an ounce as well. Not quite as high as the spirulina. And then most of the teas were $3.77 a box. So I'll add a couple of dollars to those. We got to make a little money, and we got to pay for the shipping. All the shipping was very reasonable. It was $19.17 for $200 worth of product. Yes, there was $200 worth of stuff here. And let's see. The chickweed herb was wild crafted. And there's a story about the chickweed. Chickweed is known to help flush out the system, I think it is. But it's also, the biggest thing it's known for is that the chickweed, if I remember correctly, and we're going to look at this, has every bit of nutrition that you need in it to eat out in the woods if you couldn't get home, or if you got lost. If you just kept eating chickweed, you wouldn't have any immediate nutritional issues from lack of eating. And so it is commonly ate regularly by health people that are very much into eating healthy, because it has such a well balanced of nutrition. And then and so we're gonna but one of the things, an herbalist, and I'm gonna play that for you, by the way. I'm gonna put the camera up and just play that for you guys. A herbalist, an old man herbalist, Tommie Bass, says that if you'll eat the chickweed, that it also will pull the calories right out of your food and keep you skinny. Who knows, but I'm gonna try it. And so I got this to use as a tea, but during the summer it grows wild everywhere. It grows in every part of the world. And so anyway, when I went to Wildwood, where I got all this wonderful stuff, I asked them if they'd take me outside and show me what it looks like. And it tastes pretty darn good. And so I'm going to start harvesting it. Commonly, it's stuff we pull out of our flower beds and throw away. And so I'm going to start pulling it up and eating the stuff. If it helped me lose weight, I've lost 8 pounds of that 15 that I put back on, which has thoroughly depressed me. And so I've got to get it off. But in any case, I think first I'm going to play you that video, and then after I play you the video, we're going to look at which one of these is which for doing what when it comes to those we're going to put in the face mask. All right? So hang on, I'll bring you back. Okay, everybody, this is the tape I was talking about that I wanted you to listen to. And it's a man by the name of Tommie Bass talking about herbs. And now he had been spoken to by the FDA, so he sort of puts a disclaimer at the beginning. But after we listen to that, he's going to directly tell you uses of herbs and what he thinks and how he thinks they should be used according to old-timey methods where when he was growing up. And I believe he started working with herbs in 1915. And so, but this is not a real long tape, and I thought that you would enjoy it.
Friends, I've been asked to make a tape on how to use the common herbs. And so I'm kind of thinking about making the tape in that line. But now remember that if you use the herbs, they're not a medicine. They're actually a food, or we rather call them a vegetable. They were made when God made the world. He made everything in the world, under the ground and on top of the ground, before he ever created man. But when he decided that he would create man, he said the world, he was happy with it. Everything he is pleased. And the only thing, the mistake he ever made was when he made man. But he took the dust and created man, and of course woman was created from man too. So therefore, the herbs that's growing in the field, which we may call them wheat or grass, or whatever you may want to call them, they're first cousins to us. We can't deny it, because we is made from the earth, and they were too. So therefore, don't take this as a doctor's prescription, because see your doctor, and whatever he tells you to do, if you think that he's helping you, well, stay with it. But if you take a notion to use some of the herbs, I'll guarantee if you use them according to direction, they will actually benefit you. If they don't, they won't run you down. So therefore, we're going to start out with one of the most common herbs that grows, which is the lovely peach tree. Now, the peach tree has been used ever since time. Back in the slave days, they had a book that had over 2,000 formulas to make medicine, and there's at least 50% of them that call for peach tree leaf. If you want to sleep at night or daytime, any other time, just take a handful of peach tree leaves or fill it in a teacup and put hot water over them and let it sit 5 or 10 minutes, and add sugar, honey, or whatever you may want, or drink it plain. And by gosh, you'll go to sleep. If your kidneys bothers you, you drink it at night and morning, or any time during the day. And for expected mothers, that morning sickness, boy, you drink the tea at night and morning, and during the day, and you won't never have no more morning sickness. It kills the graveyard dead. And therefore, for rheumatism, arthritis, and for burns, and for mucopolys's, and also for internal bleeding, and all that for cough syrup and things like that, you can make anything you want to out of the peach tree leaves or the bark. You go to the herb shop and get the capsules, and they're the bark, which is a whole lot more beneficial than the leaves. So that takes care of the peach tree leaves. You just boil them for about 10 or 15 minutes. If you want to make more than just a teacup full, take a handful of the leaves in a quart of water and boil them for about 20 minutes and strain it. And if you want to keep them for the winter, you dry them in the shade, put them in paper sacks or in fruit jars or something to keep the worms out, or just put them in a plastic bag and throw the green leaves in the freezer, and you'll have the green leaves all the time. So that takes care of the peach tree. And then another one of the most common herbs that we can get hold of is the dandelion. A dandelion has a beautiful yellow bloom on it in the spring, and when the bloom goes away, it looks like it's got a cotton top or something, and you can hit it and it'll fly all the way or everywhere, which is a seed. That's the way it's got a plant in the seed. So the dandelion, you can make a tea out of it. You can eat it raw. You can eat it cooked. It's good for sugar diabetes. It's good for blood pressure. It's good for to take off warts, the sap out of the root, or the leaves will take warts off, and old age spots and things like that. It's just a wonderful plant to use. You use the whole plant, the root and the top, which is just wonderful for any kind of bleeding in the stomach, running off with the bowels, or diarrhea and things like that. You make a tea out of it and drink it. And also you can eat the greens just like turnip greens, or eat it like lettuce. It's just wonderful what it will do. And you gather the whole plant and dry it in the shade, or you can get it most any time, only in real hard, cold, freezing weather. But anyway, that's the dandelion. And now we have another one, that's the chickweed. And the chickweed is one of the most wonderful plants that we have growing. It grows everywhere in the world. I was working in Duke University with Dr. Jane Philpotts, and she had been a botanist there for around 40 years. And we was working in her office 2 or 3 years ago, and so she says, Tommie, did the doctors ever tell you that the chickweed was the only plant grew everywhere in the world? I said, no, you know, Doc, they ain't gonna tell me. I said, you're a botanist, but I said, these doctors don't believe in herbs. I said, if they would, there'd be a lot more people get well. But anyway, she said, well, it grows everywhere in the world. And said, now, you're not going to get lost. Of course, she knew it wasn't, because me and her students had rambled all over the mountains here, and also in North Carolina, and never got me lost. But said, if you do, says, you just eat the chickweed till you get back before you can get something better. So she says it's got everything in it that the body needs. Well, it'll take the weight off, it'll improve your eyesight, it will take the fluid out of your system, and it makes a good tossed salad. You take it in a capsule, make a tea out of it, or eat it raw, just any way, just so you get it in your system. And it'll take you lose weight without dieting. You don't have to. It kills the calories in your food. And it grows everywhere. It's a green plant, grows right low down on the ground. And if you have a strawberry bed, you fertilize it good, the doggone stuff will take it. But anyhow, it's one of the most wonderful weeds that we have growing. And then the queen of the meadow is another wonderful plant. It grows in low places in the meadows and along creek banks and around the lakes and places like that. It has a purple stem, and it grew up as high as a tall man's head in good land. And it has blooms in July and August and September, along with the boneset and the hyssop. But it has a good smell. Where you go around it, the odor, oh boy, it's just wonderful. And the Indians calls it meadow sweet, on account it has such a sweet smell. But you make a tea for sugar diabetes, for prostate gland trouble, for high blood pressure, for arthritic rheumatism, and gout. Oh boy, it's just wonderful what it'll do. And it's also wonderful for prostate gland trouble. It's astringent, and it draws that prostate gland where it don't choke the the bladder down. So that's one. You take about a teacupful of the roots to a quart of water, boil them about 20 or 25 minutes and strain it, and then take about 2 tablespoonfuls of the tonic 3 or 4 times a day, and it's just wonderful what it will do. And then we have another one that's yellow dock. It grows everywhere. Of course, we've got several different kinds of dock. But some people call this sour dock, some calls it nardoc, but the medical people calls it yellow dock because the roots are just as yellow as gold, and it makes one of the most wonderful kidney medicine. Finest iron, got more iron in it than any other plant that grows, and make a tea out of it or take it in a capsule or in a tablet, and it just improves your blood pressure, and it takes care of purifying your blood. And the Indians used it for to treat cancer internal, and you can put it in grease or cooking oil. We recommend you use sunflower oil, but you don't have to. But just put it in cooking oil and the roots and fry them till they start popping. And when they start popping, you take the roots out, and you've got a salve or oil that will heal most any kind of a sore, and for poison ivy and poison oak and all that kind of thing. It's just wonderful what it will do. And you just dig the roots and dry them. Of course, you can use them green, but if you want to keep some of them dry, of course you can get them anytime, winter or summer. It stays green most of the time. But anyway, you can make a tea out of it, or take it in a capsule, get it at the herb shop. But anyway, just so you take it, buddy, it really does you good. Then we have another one. We got quite a number of different ones, but the bone set is one of the finest herbs in the world for the flu, the influenza, and any kind of a pain in the chest, or pleurisy and pneumonia and all that. You make a tea out of it or take it in a capsule, and it's the finest thing. It makes you sweat, and it sweats the impurity out of your blood, out of your system. And it done me more good. I had the double pneumonia or something here about 2 months ago, and that's the only thing that give me ease was a bone set in a capsule. But anyway, you take it, if you make it out of the leaves off of the bone set bush, weed, well, you just take a good handful of the leaves to a quart of water, boil them for about 20 or 25 minutes. Out of the little funny looking seed pods on it, but anyway, you use it just like you do the bone set. It's known as water bone set. It's okay. Good for a cold.
Just making sure that it didn't stop prematurely. Okay, so now we got to give credit where credit is due. So let's go to the website where this video was put. This is the Daryl Patterson, the Southern herbalist, and he does classes and takes people out into the woods and teaches people about herbs. And I'm going to be traveling in one of his walking through the mountains trips on this Sunday, and I'm hoping to do some video on that if he'll give me permission and whatnot. And so that right there is the website that I found that off, and that's www.thesouthernerbalist.com with Daryl Patterson, and he's going to be putting some products in my store, and I'm looking so forward to getting to know him. He's a local man, and having local products, I think we should always promote local. So please check out his website. He also has all different kinds of classes too, and whatnot. So get on www.thesouthernerbalist.com, and you can also listen to the video again from Mr. Bass if you want to, directly on his website. And I'm just so tickled to partner with him and have his products here in my store. So now we'll look at the products that I bought, and I'll show you more on those. All right, the first one we're going to talk about that I got at Bulk Apothecary is the, if I'm saying it correct, the Spirulina Powder, and I got the Chinese, and they have different sources on that. And this is a Star West Botanicals product that I ordered from them, and I ordered a pound of it. And I found this website. It's called the Wellness Mama, www.wellnessmama.com. And here is the herb profile for spirulina, and I may be saying it wrong. Don't laugh at me too hard. And it is a green herb, and I used it for the first time coloring soap, and it makes a most beautiful of greens. It is a natural, like a vegetable property to it. So for those of you who do cold processed soap, you would have to steep that in oil, or put it in oil in a quart jar and put it in a water bath and color the oil, and then use the oil to color your soap after you've drained it. And so we'll read just a little bit here. I don't like using the term superfood, although it could certainly be applied to spirulina. Though not technically an herb, actually a cyanobacteria. So that sounds like a cano or something bacteria. It boasts its fair share of health properties, promoting properties. It is rich in chlorophyll, and like plants, gets its energy from the sun. What is it? It's a natural algae powder that is incredibly high in protein and nutrition. When harvested correctly from non-contaminated ponds and bodies of water, it is one of the most potent nutritional sources available. It is largely made up of protein and essential amino acids, and one typically recommends it to clients who decide to remain vegetarian for its high natural iron content. It is often touted, I don't know, for its, sounds like praised, for its high B12 content, although there is also a debate about its particular form is a complete and absorbable form of B12, and I don't recommend it completely in place of animal products. A high concentration of protein and iron also makes it ideal during pregnancy, after surgery, or any time the immune system needs a boost. So you know I'm going to like it because I'm all into keeping the immune system strong. Health properties. Though it does taste like pond scum, it has some great health boosting qualities. Its 65% protein and amino acids includes the fatty acid of gamma linolenic acid, which has gotten a lot of attention for its anti-inflammatory properties. Oh, I'm gonna like it even better now, especially when taken with other quality omega-3 supplements like fermented cod liver oil. Sweet Jesus. I suspect the benefits of GLA in spirulina are even more than what the studies have found, since these studies often use vegetable oil for their GLA source, and the other inflammatory compounds in vegetable oil can interfere with the anti-inflammatory ability. It contains all essential amino acids. All right, now we talked about its omega-3 is extremely high in chlorophyll, which helps remove toxins from the blood and boosts the immune system. Spirulina has a very high concentration of bioavailable iron and is excellent during pregnancy and for those with anemia will not cause constipation. That is anemia. Yeah, anemia. Spirulina is a great source of other nutrition, including, vitamin B1, B2, B3, B6, B9, vitamin C, vitamin D, vitamin A, vitamin E. It is also a source of potassium, calcium, chromium, chromium, copper, iron, magnesium, manganese, phosphorus, selenium, sodium, and zinc. Spirulina contains many pigments which may be beneficial and bioavailable. Well, who knows? Okay, so let's see. Is also incredibly high in calcium. Let's see. Is part of tooth remineralization regimen. Who knows about that? And so in any case, it has lots of good things it does. It says that it can mine with heavy metals in the body and help remove them. Increases fat burning during exercise. Woohoo! We need that. Okay, so how to take. When choosing that spirulina, make sure to choose one that is organic, and others can have nitrate compounds and additives. The best one I've found is from Mountain Rose. All right, my battery died, and so we'll try to make this quick because I just charged it up for a little while. All right, when choosing spirulina, make sure you choose one that is organic. I think I read that. The best from Mountain Rose Herbs, and it also is a cheap organic spirulina I've seen. It does taste like pond water though, so many people prefer supplements. I've tried now spirulina and found them to be a good quality, though they are more expensive than the plain powder. I haven't tried this brand, and I guess you have to click on it, but it seems to be a great idea in the capsules. All right, so you can get spirulina powder in a 4-pound canister. All right, so I also add spirulina to my vegetable smoothies each day and take extra during pregnancy. It is best to get in about 2 teaspoons per day, or 2 or more tablespoons during illness per day. After radiation exposure or during pregnancy. It does taste horrible though. You can also mix into water and drink straight, although many people have trouble with this. The phosphorus makes it useful for tooth remineralization regimen. And I'm not sure what that means. It is best taken with omega-3 source like fermented cod liver oil. Its anti-inflammatory properties have been helpful to some of my clients with joint pain and other types of inflammation. So I'm going to be using it. Those with PKU should consult with a doctor before taking, as it does contain that amino acid. Those on any type of anticoagulant medicine should consult a doctor before beginning or stopping taking spirulina. All right, now isn't she a pretty lady there? So this is her page, and we've talked about that. And so now I thought we'd talk about Cleavers. Now I know that he talked about it on the video, so we'll make this one quick. Cleavers is a wonderful herb for kidney infections, bladder infections, kidney stones, urinary tract problems. It cleanses the kidney and the bladder. Make an herbal tea with Cleavers and UVA URSI for a healing kidney and bladder tonic, or try a teaspoon of our Cleavers powder in your daily health shake or smoothie. Cleavers is fabulous remedy for skin conditions, so I'm going to be putting this in my new face mask, such as acne and eczema. This herb will help clear your complexion and repair your skin if used externally on the infected area. Cleavers is a great cleansing herb for the liver too. Today, those trained in herbal science recommend dried cleaver herb for hypertension and bladder inflammation. In addition, organic GALIUM aperine, APRARINE, appears to provide relief in the case of sinus colds and acts as a relaxant. Now, I think that's something that's in there. I don't think that's a new thing, but in any case, when boiled, the root of the Galium apiarine plant, well, maybe this is something different, produces a harmless red dye that is used in the manufacture of clothing made from organic fabrics. And then she has a disclaimer. All right, so we can use it as a tea and we can use it as a powder. So I bought a big bag of the loose tea, and I bought the ground powder from them, and then I also bought chickweed herb powder. And Mr. Bass says that if you eat chickweed, that it has every benefit. Like if you were lost in the woods and you ate chickweed, that you would be able to survive while lost for a long time, because it has everything in it you need to keep going for a while if you were in that kind of a situation. So we know it's nutritious. And then also he says that chickweed is very healing, and I believe it's also healing for that kind of thing, for your skin. So we're going to look that one up next. Oh, and he also says that chickweed is great for us dieters because it helps us lose weight. He said it would take the calories right out of your food. We'll see about that. Let's look it up. All right, I found this page with not too much on it because we're having to condense because my battery's low. All right, so the chickweed, a low-growing soft plant that grows as a common weed, can be used as a vegetable or as a salad green. The whole plant is used to treat cuts and also to relieve itching caused by eczema and psoriasis. Chickweed is also reputed to be good for rheumatism. And it says here, treats cuts, relieve itching caused by eczema and psoriasis, a skin disease with red scaly patches, rich in vitamin C, cooling. DEMULCENT forms a soothing film over a mucous membrane, relieves minor pain and inflammation of the membranes, mild alternative corrects disorders bodily functions. I'm sort of lost on that one. Okay, so anyway, so it has beta-carotene, vitamin A, vitamin B, 1, 2, and 3, vitamin C, biofluorides, including glycose, rutin. Lord, there's words I can't say. This is on nutrition-info.com. And so, any case, indications: boils, varicose ulcers, varicose veins, inflammation of the joints, eczema, contact dermatitis, rashes, nappy rash. Oh, I guess that's for your diapers. Minor skin wounds. Methods and doses. External. External. Works particularly well as a lotion, ointment, or compress to use as an all-over body bath. Tie chickweed in a cheesecloth and place in the bath. Internal. Take internally. It helps soothe inflammations in the urinary tract system, mild bladder infections, gastric and peptic ulcers. It also is a good blood purifier for carrying away toxins. Internal use may also help to treat bronchitis, arthritis, cold symptoms. You can take it like a salad or a tea. Tea. Pour freshly boiled water on 2 to 3 teaspoons of fresh chickweed in a coffee mug. Steep for 10 minutes. Note, it does not dry well and will lose a lot of its therapeutic value when dried. Best taken, used fresh, or made into decoction. And now the chickweed plant, let's see if we can get a picture of it, because I'm told it's just everywhere. And then let's go over here to images, and so there we have it. Common chickweed. And And so there is some images of the chickweed. And I tried some of it. It tastes pretty darn good. I think I've been pulling it out of my flower beds for years and throwing it away and whatnot. I know I've seen that growing in my flower beds, and I've rooted that stuff out. And come to find out, it would have helped me with many a things. So anyway, so that is our study on what I bought. Okay, everybody, I hope you've enjoyed this video. And I think I've got myself zoomed out. There I am. I was zoomed in. That's what I was. So anyway, so we've got our packages from Bulk Apothecary. And I've been told this chickweed herb, no, not the cleavers. This chickweed herb is really good. So I'm gonna be using that a lot. And I'm gonna be putting these in my new face mask that I'm gonna be selling. From Bulk Apothecary, I have bought the Bentonite Clay, which is volcanic clay, and we're going to be making face masks for people, and I'm going to be playing with it and getting my recipe just right. I'm also going to continue to put turmeric and rosemary in this as well. I use those in my sugar scrub and whatnot. So here we go. We got us a new project going. So I'm gonna be doing videos on how to make this face mask coming up next. So stay with me in the next video. But this video is over. So I just thank you so much for watching my videos. Thank you so much for watching my commercials here on YouTube. It helps me out so much. I cannot tell you how much that helps me, because it gives me that little extra money every month that helps me to be able to do stuff like this so that I can bring this information to you. And I appreciate you taking out the time to watch those commercials. And I thank you for using my Essential Depot link. Same there. Helps me out so much. And I thank you so much for going to www.kimberlymcnut.com. That's KIMBERLYMCNUTT, because I'm a mat nut. So Kimberlymcnut.com. And my free soaping recipes are on there, and a lot of my videos on how to do specific types of soap and lotions, how to make lotions, and so you can find my videos easy and whatnot. All right, thanks for watching, and thank you, Sony camera, for not cutting off until I was done. Bye, everybody.